Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Python programming video. In this video we're going to be going over while loops. So basically what a while loop is, it's a statement that will continue to execute its block of code as long as the condition is true. So it's basically one type of the couple conditional statements in Python. So I'm going to be teaching you guys this through a couple of examples. And the first one is going to be a little simple. Basically, you have a name variable, and for as long as the name variable is empty, we're going to execute a certain block of code. So basically, while length of name is equal to 0, we're going to be executing name equals input, please enter your name. And then after this is done, we're going to be printing something that says hello to you. So print hello plus name. So let's try it out. So first, please enter your name. Nothing. Enter. It's going to keep asking you over and over and over until you enter your name. My name is Yusuf. So you enter it, and then it says hello Yusuf. If you run it again, enter, doesn't say anything, put it something, it's hello to whatever you put. So that's one example. There's actually another way you can do this. Another way you can do this same exact program, and I'm going to be showing you. It's name equals to none. You can use the none keyword in Python, which stands for, nothing, or null in some languages. And then while not name, it's going to be name equals input, please enter your name. And then again, I'm just gonna print this. So let's try it out. Please enter your name. Nothing. Then when you enter your name, hello Yusuf. This is just a keyword that stands for null. Basically, it just means null, which means like same thing here. If it's empty, it has nothing in it, so it's the same thing. And then while not name, while there is no name, it's going to keep executing this block of code. And then when you finally do that, you get out of the indentation. Notice the indentation. Everything that's indented after the while word, after the while statement, it's going to be part of the while loop. And then anything that's not indented with it is going to be outside of it. So after you exit out of this loop, it's going to move on to the next block of code, which is this, and it's going to print this. So I actually have some more examples. Let me just turn this into a comment. And here's one example. So with the while loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as a condition is true. So I equals to 1. While I is less than 6, we want to print I. And then after we print I, we want to increment by 1. So basically, let me just run it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So notice it's less than 6, so that's why it stops at 5 and it doesn't go up to 6. It doesn't print 6 because it's less than 6. We could also do this, and it'll print up to 6. But if you don't want that, then you just keep it this way. And then let's move on to the next one. So there is a break keyword. The break statement we can use. With the break statement we can stop the loop even if the while condition is true. So here we have I equals to 1. Let me just so it doesn't get confusing. So I is equal to 1. While I is less than 6, we want to print I. If I is equal to 3, we want to break, and then we want to add by 1. So let's try out this code. So I is equal to 1. While I is less than 6, print I. So 1, it's less than 6, so we go to the next one, which is printing, after we print I, we move on to this. If I is equal to 3, we break. It's not equal to 3 yet, so we move on to this. I plus incrementing by, here we're incrementing I by 1, so I becomes 2. While I equal to 6, print I, which is here, it's 2. If I is equal to 3, we want to break and stop the loop. It's 2, so it's not equal to 3 yet. Okay, moving on. You increment by 1, so it becomes 3. While I is less than 6, so while 3 is less than 6, which is true, we want to print 3. Okay, great. We printed 3, and now we move on to the next one. If I is equal to 3, we break. I is equal to 3, so we break and we stop here. We don't increment anymore, and we're done with this code. If you put it as, say, 4, it's going to print up to 4. If you make it 2, it's going to print up to 2, and so on. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration and continue with the next. So I is equal to 0. While I is less than 6, we want to increment by 1. If I is equal to 3, we want to continue. So just basically meaning skip. And then we want to print I. So if I run this code, you can see that 3 is missing because I is equal to 0. While I is less than 6, so while 0 is less than 6, we want to increment by 1. So I becomes 1. If I equals 3, we continue. It's not equal to 3, so we print. Great. We printed 1. And then we go again. I is 1. So while I is less than 6, we want to increment by 1. So I becomes 2. So if 2 is equal to 3, skip. Continue basically means skip, like I said. So it's not, so we print 2. And then it becomes 3 because we add 1. So if 3 is equal to 3, continue. So I is equal to 3 is equal to 3, so we continue and we don't print 3. And then it goes on until the end of the code. So if we change this to, say, 5, it'll skip 5. So moving on to the next block of code and the last one. So with the else statement, we can run a block of code once the condition no longer is true. Once the condition is no longer true, sorry. My bad. So I is equal to 1. While I is less than 6, so while 1 is less than 6, we want to print 1. And then we increment by 1, so that becomes 2. Else, we print this. So if this is no longer true, we print this. I is no longer less than 6. Run it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when it becomes 6, we say it's no longer less than 6 because it's equal to 6. So if you change this to, say, 10, and then you're going to have to change this to 10 as well. I is no longer less than 10 because it goes, okay, let me spell it out for you. I is equal to 1. While 1 is less than 10, we want to print I, which is currently 1. And then after you print it, right here, we want to increment it by 1. So we increment it by 1 and it becomes 2. So we go back. It's still true because 2 is less than 10. so you print 2 and then you add 1, so it becomes 3. 3 is less than 10, so you print 3 and then add 1, so it becomes 4. All the way up to 10. So when it becomes 10, I is no longer less than 10, so we stop there. I hope you guys learned something new, and please like and subscribe for more Python content and computer science content, and have a great day.